I love finding new animes to watch, especially for the ones that no one really talks about. This anime seemed like no one was really talking about, but I heard a lot about it when it first came out. Because when it first came out, everyone was comparing it to Squid Game. Now, as someone who's not even watched a single episode of Squid Game, I was like, that can't be true. Maybe it just has a little bit of similarities. Then I'm like, I watched the whole season, and then for this video, I looked at the Wikipedia on synopsis of the video and the Squid Game synopsis. And holy crap, it is pretty much the same concept. People trying to lower their debts and all that other stuff. And I was like, wow, they really released this when Squid Game was at its peak. So they wanted to release something similar to Squid Game. But after reading a little bit more, I learned that this came before Squid Game. And I kind of feel bad for this anime because now are people not going to realize that this came before Squid Game. It didn't really get that kind of boost it should have had. I think if Squid Game did not come out, I think this anime would have been a little bit more popular. But the fact that it came before Squid Game and Squid Game just got the popularity of it, it wasn't taken seriously because people just looked at it as a Squid Game ripoff, essentially. And it's not fair to say because this came before, and that's kind of sucks. But I technically watched Squid Game, so I'm gonna pat myself on the back because technically I did watch Squid Game in my own lazy way of not actually watching the show because it technically has the same concept. But in this video, I'll be talking about the anime Squid Game. Joking, but yeah, let's just talk about Tamagotchi. And if you guys like this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe and comment down below if you guys have watched this anime, and do you guys think that Tamagotchi did this concept better than Squid Game? Comment down below and let's talk about Tamagotchi. Yuichi was taught the value of friendship when he was young, and it was thanks to his 4 friends that he was able to enjoy high school life today. When their classroom trip funds are stolen and the 5 are dragged into the mysterious Tamagotchi game as a result of someone's debt, the friendship of 5 will be put to the ultimate test against the promise of wealth. Now, this anime really reminded me of Classroom of the Elite, especially for the main character Yuichi. He definitely gives me the main character from Classroom of the Elite vibes. Someone who basically is smart and mysterious, like, oh, what did you do in your past that make you be like this, to where you are acting weird, acting more aggressive, and making people trying to hate you. That's basically Yuichi's whole like thing. He's like, oh, I one step ahead of you in every situation. I kind of like didn't like that because of the fact I seen it before. I seen this type of character before. So I'm like, okay, they're trying to up the character up to make him a little bit more psychotic, make people hate him, but he really wants to protect everybody. I get that, right? But I'm like, they kind of like went overboard with it, trying to make him more psychotic and have people perceive him as this way. And I'm like, okay, it's okay. Like his character, you've seen it before, right? The character, like I said, who knows everything, who's always a step ahead and all that other stuff. But the concept of this is actually really funny to me because I can imagine like the IRS trying to put people in this game, trying to make everyone pay off their like taxes and stuff. But I kind of like the fact that we didn't get like a death game type stuff where like, oh, someone just dies during the whole thing. Like there's a stake of someone dying, you just get put on debt and someone just ends up being wealthier at the end of the thing. It's basically like, do you put money over everything? Like that's the only thing you think about is being wealthy and all that other stuff. And it's kind of like a concept that really resonate with real life because certain people will put money over everything, like even family members, friends, and all that other stuff. And this anime is more like, well, do you put money over your friendship? Do you think the people that you've been with the whole time will choose friendship over money? And there's a lot of things in real life that you can even compare this to, right? And it's a really good concept because of the fact that we see people who value money over friendship, family. Like you see that all over the place. And I'm glad this like anime explores it because it just tests the human greed, like basically greed in the sense that, people value money more than anything. And the whole thing with the group that we have now, Yuichi, Shiho, Tenji, Makoto, and Yatori, we see these people who've practically been together, that know everything about each other, split because of the fact that this game is really testing their friendship. Now, the only thing I have a problem with the first episode is that I feel like they rush us through the so-called friendship. I'm gonna say so-called because this whole friendship is all over the place. But I feel like they put us in a situation where they rush the friendship and we didn't really get a chance to really know about their friendship before they're put into the game. We learned about all the secrets, but I feel like they didn't really give us time to really get a chance to learn about how their friendship was. We just learned about like the if and ands and all the bad stuff that's gone behind the scenes of friendship. But I didn't really get a chance to dissect the friendship in the first episode because they just rushed us into it. But in the game, it kind of showed that they couldn't even trust each other because this game is designed to put your friendship to the test to where there's debt and there's also money at the end of this race. Will your friends help you up or will they just go right past you during this race to where they could win a whole bunch of money while you're left with all the debt? And games they play is actually really like basically like a friendship test essentially because one of the games they had to write something really bad about their friends or themselves, and that game just really showed that your friends can hold a grudge against you without even thinking about it or know about stuff that you never told them before. And there's one character I just had to talk about. I gotta talk about Tenji. This dude is absolutely like the most like flip-flop character in this whole show because in this game he was purposely trying to split everyone up for him to get with Shiho, to be with her at all time because they are childhood friends. And he was trying to sabotage them because he, being a creepy Tom, is always freaking in a hallway or close by when his friends are having a conversation. Basically, he's a whole like friend red flag, even a relationship red flag, because he just be sitting in the freaking creepy alley while someone's conversation is going on, which it was kind of weird to me. But the whole game, he was just trying to sabotage the friendship just to get with Shiho. But when he's found out, now all of a sudden he changes the tune of his thing where he's like, oh, Shiho's the reason my friends didn't want to keep all the money to like when we graduate or something like that. And I was like, you want me to sympathize with this person who tried to sabotage the whole thing because of the fact that his simp friends decided to give and spend all their money on Shiho, which I'm thinking, how the hell is that her fault that your friends found her attractive, so they decided to spend money on her? And the whole thing was like his dad died, and I'm like, bro, you made the whole thing where I just don't like you. And I'm not saying that his dad being dead is a good thing. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying like you portray this character as such a piece of crap. Then you want to sympathize with them. Like I didn't really trust him because I don't even know he was telling the truth. And this game really has it to where you don't know who's telling the truth and who's like lying because everyone can have a really good poker face during this whole thing. The other game they played was like this hide and seek game where they faced another group that was also in the Tamagotchi game. And it really remind me of that episode in Classroom of Elite when they're on the island. This is exactly the episode that really remind me of Classroom of Elite. And the hide and seek one was actually pretty fun because of the fact that there's a lot of twists and turns, and they actually made you believe that Yuki really lost, but he actually found a way to win the game without the other team knowing, even though the other team had this super freaking genius, this little smug genius, and there was a chance that maybe they could have lost that whole thing. But I was actually enjoying that because like, oh, are they gonna, did he lose? How did he figure out a way to maneuver his way to win the whole thing? And it was actually pretty cool. This anime was actually pretty fun to watch. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's actually really pretty fun to watch. I feel like if this came out way before Squid Game, I think it would have gotten more popularity. But it's a shame that this came after Squid Game because I think this would have gotten a little bit more popularity. And I feel like it was just compared to Squid Game so much that I don't think people actually got a chance to watch it. I think I really enjoyed it. If you have watched Classroom of the Elite, like I said throughout this video, I think you will like this anime. It's basically like Squid Game, Oh gosh, I keep repeating that, but it's kind of like Squid Game, but it doesn't have really all the death and all that other stuff in it. It's just that you just either have a bunch of debt or you become filthy rich. But yeah, I really enjoyed this anime. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys comment down below, subscribe. If you guys have watched this anime, comment down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys later for my next video. Peace.